Hello and welcome back. Another day in lockdown, another kit build. So let's have a look at this. Not quite the LEDs that I normally like to play with, but it was a cheap kit that I added to an order. Right, okay, so what have we got? Quite a small circuit board, an IC and IC holder. We've got a small speaker, microphone just there. We've got some connections, resistors, capacitors, some switches. We've got some instructions which are very kindly been sent in Chinese. But let's have a look at the circuit board. So one thing I've noticed immediately on the circuit board is that the values aren't printed on here. So it's quite handy then that we've got the instructions, because we'll need this to work out what the different resistors are. The rest of it, the two capacitors, there's a couple of capacitors. Let's have a look. We've got 1, 2, 3. Right, okay, so we've got 3 of the same and 1 different. Okay. Yeah, so it's just mainly the resistors I'm particularly concerned about, because we've got the the capacitors C1, C2, 3C are 104s. That's okay, there's 3 of them. So yeah, okay, let's get the soldering iron on. Let's get the vise out and the circuit board holder, and let's give it a blast. So if you're wondering what this circuit does, it records your voice. So we can press a button here, it can record about 10 seconds or so of your voice, and then you use these buttons to play it back onto the speaker. So that's what this little circuit does. What I'm going to do first of all is to put the capacitors on. I did actually think this circuit board feels a bit dirty, so I'll tell you what I'll do first off. I'm going to give it a quick clean. Right, just got some alcohol, 99.9% alcohol, isopropane. There we go. Just going to have a little bit on the tissue. Just going to give it a quick clean over. That's better. It's made it better. Yeah. That's cleaned off whatever was on there. Okay, so what we'll do then is look at the capacitors first, and on our instructions, so C1, C2 and C3 are the 104s. So there, this is a 104. See if I can get to show you that. There we go, 104. So was it C1, C2, C3? So that's just the C1 up there. C2, it's just there. And C3 is just here. Okay, let's get them soldered in place. Right, let's get everything together, ready for soldering. And what we need to do is just flip this over and just spread out these legs a little bit, just to hold it in place. There we go, and then that's ready to be soldered up. Okay, soldering irons up to temperature. Just clean the tip. Great. Okay, it's got that done. Okay, so what's next? So let's have a look at these resistors, shall we? So I need my tester for that. Right, so we've got two resistors which are connected together. So let's have a look at the instructions. Right, so R3 and R4 is 4.72 of. So we could do those then. R3 and R4, so we don't need a tester for that. Right, so R3, or resistor 3, is on the right hand side here. There we go, let's got that one in. And R4 is the one at the top. Okay, so let's quickly just solder those up. Okay, so we've got another ceramic capacitor, which I know I'll do resistors, but let's just get this odd one in. So C5 is the 102, which is the one by itself anyway, so we can just put that in place. Let's get that one done. There we go. Right, so back to the resistors. Okay, so that's got the resistor here. Let's give it a test. So that says 99. Let's have a look. So that'll be R2, R100K. So R2 is just there. So the process of elimination means that our last resistor, which is R1, let's have a look. What's supposed to be 470 according to the bit of paper. Yep, 467, so 470, that's fine. Let's put that one in as well. Okay, let's get that soldered up. Okay, let's got that lot done. So next thing we need to do is we have another capacitor, which is this one here, and the difference between this one is it's got a negative side and a positive side, and if you see you've got two legs on it, the longer one is a positive, shorter one's negative, and the circuit board is marked with a positive. It's also got a shaded area as well, so the long leg will go to the positive side and the short to the negative side. Let's put that in like that. And we can get that soldered up as well. Knew that would happen. Got a little solder bridge. That's okay, that's cleared out quite easily. Good. Okay, good. Right, what's next then? So I think what we'll do next is the IC. Now for the IC, the kit has given us a IC holder, so let's get my little tool to straighten the legs out. Not too bad actually, this one, so yeah, that looks good. So we have a cutout on the right hand side, which is just here. So that matches up with the cutout on the circuit board, which is just there. So we'll flip that over, and then we can put that on the circuit board. There we are. Now I'm going to just slightly alter this because it's going to be difficult to solder, so let's just move the circuit board around. Whoops. Okay, so while that's in place, we can solder all the legs up. Right, that's got that done. As you saw, I got a little bit of a solder bridge, but that was easily cleared off. So that's the IC holder done, just there. So next thing we've got to do, we've got a couple of switches, one here and one there. So that's the longer switches. Let's see if we can get them in. Okay, that's got that one done. Let's get that soldered up. Okay, and the other switch, let's pop that in as well. Yep, that's in. And we've got a solder bridge. Let's just see if we can clear that. No, doesn't seem to want to clear. Yep, there we go, got that. So that's got that cleaned off. There we go, that's nice and clean. Okay, so next thing we've got is the LED at the top. So here's our little LED. And just the same as the capacitor, the LED's got a long leg and a short leg, long leg being the positive. And if we look at our circuit board, you can see a triangle and a line. The line side is a ground, or the negative side, and the triangle, the bottom of the triangle, is a plus. So we can put that on the circuit board. There we go. I'm going to leave it just slightly standing proud. And we can solder that in place. Oh, you might also notice that on the bottom of the circuit board we've got a round connection and a square connection. The square connection, if you see that, is also indicating that it's the plus side. There we go. So let's chop the legs off. Okay, so there we go. Next thing to do is the other switches. Now the other switches are just these little square switches here with 4 legs on them. Doesn't really matter which way around they go. Let's get one on. He says. Why ain't that going through? Yep, now I'm going to bend a leg at the back. Right, just going to straighten these legs out a little bit because they're just refusing to go in the holes. So I'm just going to straighten the legs just very slightly. Right. Yeah, done it again. Bent it again. Right, let's try that again. Hooray! There you go. Just to show it doesn't always work first time. Okay, let's get these two on and let's get it soldered up. Right, that's got those switches on. As you saw, I had a bit of fun with them. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is the two connections either side. So let's just move the circuit board round. And the one we'll start off with is this one at the top, which has got our connections on it. So I'll pop that on there. Get our bit of blue tack just to hold it in place. There we go. And then we can solder that up. Okay, let's got that done. Take a bit of blue tack off. The next thing we've got is the microphone. So on the microphone, if we have a look at the back of this, we can see that the one side, this side, is connected to the case. So this is the ground or the negative, and this side is the positive. And on our circuit board it is actually marked. Excuse a bird chirping in the background. So if we can see on there, look, you've got the plus on the right, on the left hand side, and the ground on the right. So we need to make sure that we've got our microphone the right way around. And we can put that in there. So this one is ground to the right hand side, plus to the left. It really hasn't given much space to it there, have they? Then that's actually touching that capacitor just there. Okay, let's get that soldered up. Okay, so that's the microphone done. And next thing we need to do is the speaker. So for that, let's just take a couple of these cables off here. Just strip the ends off them. Just going to twist the wire slightly so it's going to be easier getting it through the circuit board hole. What makes me think I should have done this before the microphone? Whoops. Right, do that again. Oh, took me all the time to get it in there, just pulled it out again. It's just a dab of solder just to hold it in place. Now we can get the other one in. There we go. Just nibble a bit off the end. Okay, let's have a look at our speaker. So I'm just checking on our speaker to see if there's any indication where there should be a plus or a minus on it, but I can't see anything on there. So let's pop these wires on. Just pop a bit of solder on them first. And I'll do the same to the speaker as well. That's one side done. Okay, so that's got the speaker on. Right, last thing we need to do is to put the IC on. So let's first of all have a quick look at the legs, because I think there's a couple of them which are bent. Yeah, there we go. Look, you can see we've got some bent legs on there. Oh dear, they look bad. Let's just straighten them out a little bit. Okay, let's put them in here. I like to turn it around and do it again. Okay, it's got that done, so they're straight, but if you can see that one there, that pin there, it's slightly out. So let's straighten that one up. In fact, there's a couple out there, look, see them as well. Okay, so that look about right. So again, there's a cutout just here which will match the cutout on the circuit board. So let's see if we can very gently just push this into place now. There we go, that's got that in. This little tool I've got, which I bought ages ago, really helps when you line the legs up. Okay, so first of all, just need to check both sides to make sure that we've got no legs jutting out. That looks okay, so let's get some power on it. Right, so on our pins we've got VCC and ground on those two, so we'll do black for VCC, or that's plus, and white for the ground. Now it doesn't tell me on here what the voltage is. Let's have a quick look at our Chinese instructions, see if we can glean anything from this. Ah, just there, look, it says 3 to 5 volts. If you can see that all right. Just down there, 3 to 5 volts. So on our transformer, that's 5.5 at the moment on that. So let's turn that down to 4.5, that'll be all right. So it was black was VCC, wasn't it? So that black is positive. And the white is the ground. Okay. So something's coming out. So that must have been recorded to test to make sure it worked all right. Quite interesting. So that means then that the switch this side, the up is on, and this one down here must be repeat once and repeat all, repeat constantly. So that's playing at the moment. Yep, so that's off. So that's off, that's on, that is repeat constantly, and that is repeat once. So let's test it then. Let's try it with my voice and see if it works all right. So I believe what you do is you press this button here, which is record, talk into it, and then let go. When you press this, the LED light should come on. So let's give it a try, shall we? Hello, this is a test. All right, so I don't know if you heard that or not. Let's see if I can get that a bit closer.
Hello, this is a test.
So as long as you hear that's all right. So that actually played back all right. I'll do that once more.
Hello, this is a test.
So that recorded all right. So that one.
Hello, this is a test. Hello, this is a
So if I got the switch over to the right, it keeps repeating it. I'm not sure what this last one does. So if you press it and keep it pressed,
Hello, this is a test.
it'll play it then until you let go.
Hello, this.
Yeah, there we go. So that's what that does. So there we go. I think it's working. Just try that once more. This is working.
This is working.
I hope you heard that all right.
This is working. This is working.
There we go. So that's that's a bit of fun. I hope you enjoyed watching that being built. Join me again if you like the what I do. Please subscribe. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks very much. Join me again soon. Well, I've just noticed something. So I was taking some photos for the video at the end, and I've noticed a mistake. Well, it's a first for me. So if we have a look at the circuit that they've put on the back here, let me find a switch to point with. Okay, so here we have the speaker, we have the microphone, the IC, the capacitors around here, the switches, etc. It's given you, remember we said about the microphone, it has a plus and a minus side to it. Well, if you look at the printout on here, so you can get your focus for you, you'll notice that it's shown the plus this side and the minus this side. That's the wrong way around. How do I know that? Well, if you follow it down, look, it's a ground, that's a ground is there. That one's supposed to be negative, but if you follow that one up, that's connected to VCC, which is your plus in. So follow that round, that's supposed to be plus, not minus. That's supposed to be minus, not plus. So those two symbols are the wrong way round. I was quite pleased with myself when I spotted that. Cheers for now.